My name is Lady Rodriguez, and my presentation is about Norman Parkinson. This quote actually sums everything up because he wanted his people, aka models, to look good in them. He wanted to make them feel comfortable, like the where they take this picture, like not just plain and simple. He wanted better shade. Didn't want the normal shade that everybody used. So he incorporated their opinions in the photograph to make them look good, and he did. He made them look good in his photographs. So that's why he was very popular in his fashion photography, because he made his models look beautiful. He was born in 1913 in London. Um, how he developed photography was when he was in the when Westmaster School, because his subject that he was strong in was art. So that's where he developed his photography career, because he started taking photography classes. He he started with portrait photography to make a name, so that's what he started his career with, taking portraits. But after that, he took more of an interest in fashion, and that's where he stayed. He still did portrait photography, but he was more meant for fashion. And he died in 1990 at age 76 while he was taking pictures for a new collection. He first started to open a studio in London in 1934, because that for only portraits though, and that's where he started to make a name. He started just taking portraits of people, famous people, so that's what he did. But after that, he started to work for Harper's Bazaar in 1930, and he contributed a lot of images for them, a lot. So he was very big there, and he did a lot of fashion images. But after that, he stopped working for them and started work for Vogue in 1945. That's where he was mostly for his whole career. Um, in Vogue, he traveled a lot, so he went to many locations. He didn't just stay in London. He went to South Africa, because that's where he had a special issue he did for Vogue. And he did the Paris collection in color, because that's where he started to work with color more. And he didn't just travel to other places. He traveled to India, Haiti, and New York, because he liked going to different places and going outside of those places. And as I told you before, he did portraits, but he did the royal family and the Beatles. So two famous, well-known people. I'm going to start out with this photo because this one was different. It wasn't a fashion photo. It was just a simple picture that everybody else takes with just two kids minding like their business, and he just took a picture of them in the snow. It's the snow on skis. Now we're going to go to his fashion photos. This is one photo he took, and you could tell that he was outside because he loved going outside and in the scenery, and then this two couple on the chair, something different, something unique, not same old, just sitting on the chair. This is a different photo. This is another photo for his fashion, and you could tell that this is the one he took in New York because of the scenery in the background. And this photo was for the hat fashion, so each girl has a different hat they're wearing, and as he wanted to show the people that they were in New York, so he showed the buildings in the background. This is the one he took of the Beatles for one of his portraits work. You could tell that this one was silver gelatin, that he wanted them to be in this color. He didn't want black and white. No, he didn't want color. He wanted black and white for them, and they're all very close up, so you could tell. This is one of the ones he did for his collection in Paris. You could tell with the Eiffel Tower in the background, and he made it look elegant, nice, beautiful. The stand she's in, the things she's wearing. The same goes for this one, but this one was in black and white, wasn't in color that he used like he normally did. This one was very unique because this one is his wife, Wenda, and they met actually taking her photo for Vogue, because she's actually a well-known model for for Vogue, so he took many pictures of her. This one actually caught my eye because the way she's laughing, she's smiling, she feels comfortable, like she wants to be there. She doesn't feel forced. She's walking, she's not in one stance, just standing there. Also, with this photo, the same, she's nice stand, um, with a smile, with her nice clothes. This one was very unique because the way he used the scenery, he used a helicopter, the back mountains, because this one was a traveling one for Vogue. So the way she's dressed with her traveling gear and the thing she's on her hand. This was one of the pictures he took when he went to India. Uh, when he went to travel, the nice colors he put in the background, the way she's not looking at the camera like she's interested in the same way. But the thing I like that he didn't just use a simple like building. He used an elephant, the people who actually are from India. So yeah, and this one's very interesting because Norman liked his models on ostrich. So he used his wife Wanda, and he took a picture of her on an ostrich because that was one thing he actually liked to do. He liked to take pictures that models were on ostrich. This one's very important because this one was in the front cover of the British Vogue. So this one was very famous, and this was the one that Nora was good famous for also because it was in the cover, and the look she has like she wanted the picture to be taken. This one is a picture of the royal family with the Queen Elizabeth and the other Elizabeth and the princess. I mean, this one he used color with it. He wanted the blue to pop out and then the pearls and stuff. He didn't want to use the silver. He wanted them to pop with color, especially when it was 1980. That's when the color of portrait started to be well known. This was the last picture that I was interested. It was for Vogue, and I liked the different shade he used. He used two different colors. It was purple and blue, and the elegance she has in it. But the other things that the way she's looking at the camera, like he took a picture out of nowhere, kind of in a way. So that's what interests me, because all his pictures are his models know that he's looking at. He's gotta take a picture, but this one doesn't look like it. The significance is that Norman liked taking pictures with them, doing different things, so like jumping, swimming, anything athletic. So he had a still camera for them, so because he didn't want them to be still. His picks were mostly C types prints because fashion were very known for color to show what they're wearing and what they're trying to show the people. But he did steal some silver gelatin, but those were more like portraits and stuff, and other work too. When he started to work for Harper Bazaar, he liked his he liked different locations. Like he wanted to travel a lot. He didn't want to stay in one place. But when he traveled, he wanted everything outside. He didn't like them in buildings. He wanted them to have fresh air, everything. And the thing that was more symbolic is that he wanted them to look good. He wanted his models to look good. They had them have their opinion on how they look. He wanted a beautiful, elegant, like attractive woman, not just simple and plain, like they're meant to be taking a picture. So that's what he's well known. He's well known as that he made them look good. He makes them look good, not just like very bad. He wanted them to look good, so that's what he did. If they wanted to look good, he made them look good. So that's all. Thank you.